Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Contractor. And this is a new action thriller from Paramount, which focuses on a contractor who's trying to get a building put... Wait, never mind. Wait a minute. Not that kind of contractor. Bad joke. But no, this is a new action thriller from director Tarik Saleh, and focuses on Chris Pine's character, who's a discharged sergeant from the U.S. Special Forces who winds up being pulled into this specific private contracting organization, and of course things go sideways. And Saleh does a fantastic job of bringing life to this story and bringing a sense of emotion in every shot in this film. And I have to say right off the bat, though, this is a very predictable movie. You know he's going to get involved in this contractor. You meet this contractor, Kiefer Sutherland, and you're like, he's going to be a bad guy. Things are going to go bad. This is going to end exactly where you think it's going to end. And that's the thing about this film. Don't expect a bunch of surprises, but there's really well shot and thrilling action in it. There are definitely some brutal moments. It does get pretty bloody a couple different times, but there's some really strong action sequences in the film that bring a lot of tension and thrills. There's inspired camera work. The way that it's very handheld. There's a lot of close-ups as the camera moves up into people's faces and stuff like that. It gives the actors a chance to really sell the emotion of the scene, and you feel like you're right there intimately involved in this situation. And there's a very fitting score. It's both inspiring and triumphant and stuff like that. Could be a little cheesy, honestly, at times, but I feel like for the most part it lays the kind of tone that you want out of this film. You have Chris Pine, who over the years I've become a pretty big fan of. I think he does a really fine job in this film. He has to carry a lot of emotion. He puts his family at first joining this contracting organization so he could take care of them. But then when the prospect of him never being able to come home arises, he's not happy. And there's a couple of scenes where Chris Pine just goes off, and he really sells the emotion. You have Ben Foster, who's honestly the best thing in any movie that he's in. Really. And he does a really fantastic job as his former superior officer who gets him involved in this. And there's a redemptive quality about his arc, and he does a fantastic job. You have Kiefer Sutherland, who, you know, right off the bat, he's just like this grizzled contractor guy, and like he's just a bad guy. Kiefer Sutherland does a fine job. I think Gillian Jacobs kind of gets, you know, underused as just the wife in this movie. And like she has the job of being like, are you sure you want to do this? Yada, yada, yada. And I love Gillian Jacobs, and makes me sad seeing her relegated to like B-rolls like this where it's just like, I'm just supposed to be the wife. And doesn't really capture a lot of her personality. There's moments in the second act of this film that really drag. And it's just like, you could tell that they're like, I need to make this like an hour 45. Need to pad this a little bit and need to convey some exposition that gives perspective on the whole entire conspiracy here, which is a bit convoluted, honestly, and that's probably one of the least interesting aspects of the film. But what really sets us apart from a lot of thrillers is the way that it deals with trauma and confronts trauma. Pine's character has trauma from his time as a soldier, but more importantly, it's trauma from childhood trauma, from his relationship with his father. And that's explored in flashbacks and visions that he has, and I feel like those bring like an emotional weight to the film that adds some dimensions. But in the end, I think this is a worthwhile thriller. Coming from Paramount, comes out beginning of April. So if you want a thrilling good time with some Chris Pine, Ben Foster, go check this one out. But those are my thoughts on The Contractor. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.